Well, hello YouTube! Objective in this tutorial will be to learn how to use pointers in functions. So our simple function will be useful to just add two numbers together, nothing special. So let's start with a function, okay, void, because we will just print stuff on a screen. There will be no any returns to system, so just direct printing. So name of function will be like simple addition, and of course this thing must be concatenated, and we will grab two integers like x abstract and y abstract, and now we will proceed with two pointers, dedicated one. So we will not grab these containers directly, we will grab them through addresses, through pointers. Well, let's construct first pointer, integer star, of course, ptr for x, and then we will point that thing to x container variable, whatever you like to call it, and another one will be ptr y, and of course we will point that thing to y variable. Okay, so now we will just see out and result of addition, and now we will, because this is a mathematical operation, use these normal brackets for first pointer. So how to extract values using pointers? Well, dereferencing. So star and ptr x. So this is on the left side, and of course addition symbol, and inside we will use ptr y. So basically we are dereferencing because we need to grab actual values through addresses, okay, and not through variable names, so through addresses. And yep, that will be pretty much it. Now let's finish with end line here. So down there we will just call this function like simple addition, and this function will grab two numbers, so let's say 5 and 8, whatever, and this is it. So now when you run this stuff, result will be 13. There you go. So this is example where we are not returning anything to the system. See, void, we are just printing stuff directly on a screen. So let's say if we want to return something, well, let's create another thing here, integer result, let's say. So how we are going to get that result? Well, by using pointers. So of course mathematical operation and ptr x plus same thing for y, ptr y. Okay, so that's it, and now return that specific result. And of course here we cannot use void anymore, we must use integer. Okay, so int. And now how to use this function? Well, first we must have some kind of custom report like result of addition, right? And now we will just call this function simple add, and let's pass it like 2 and 5 and the line, and that will be pretty much it. Result will be 7. So let's run this stuff, and there you go. So what is the difference between this function and function iDelete? Well, the difference is that we do have return, and every time when you have return you must state what is the data type, because you will use that thing in some further custom operations or even in other functions. So you must have that return type. Now here, because we are grabbing integers, we must state that we are working with integers, and down there we are constructing pointers that will point to those specific containers. So every time when you construct pointers, of course, you must use the same data type as here, and you are pointing to those specific containers from up here. So when you have that, that's one part of the story. Another part of the story is you need to construct container for results. Actually, I mean, I'm using the term container, and better option is just use name variable, but this is like me. So anyway, so how to get that result of addition? Well, we will combine things that are at those specific addresses. So here, when you use star, that means that you are grabbing actual values, okay? And now when you finish with that, then you grab that stuff and return to rest of the system so that the rest of the system can use that thing. And here I do have a custom kind of report, because if you don't have it, then how you will know, or your end user, how they will know what's happening? I mean, if they print just like a 7 on a screen, what that 7 represent? So in this case, when you return stuff to the system, of course, you will also have another part of the code that will take over, and at minimum it will explain what a result is actually. Now, yep, that's pretty much it. So this is true pointers, but basically you can also use simple variables here. You know that from a couple of our first tutorials. So let me delete these pointers and also this thing, and yeah, let's delete everything basically. So integer result, and you can also type it like that. So result, how we are going to get it? Well, x plus epsilon, and this is operation, so we must close it with semicolon, and then return that result to rest of the system so that system can use it for further processing. I mean, you as a programmer. So yep, that's pretty much it, and it's much cleaner through variables, but yeah, now we know a couple of those ways. Right, so here nothing will change because the name of function is same, and we are just passing some arguments, and of course we are returning that stuff to rest of the system. Right, with integer as a result, of course. So let me run this stuff to confirm thing, and you will get 7.2. So it's totally up to you which way you will prefer. Of course that you're going to use simpler way, but now you know both ways, through variables and through pointers. So yep, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna shut up and see you next tutorial.